Picture this. You're on the sunny coast of southern France, right in the heart of Provence. The air smells like salt, herbs, and something amazing cooking. This, my friends, is Bouillabaisse, a fish stew that's more than just food. It's a trip to the heart of Provence. Fishermen in Marseille created this stew, and it shows the spirit of this bright and lively place. It's a dish that makes you think of sunny waters, markets full of fresh fish, and a love for the sea. Every family, every town has their own special way of making it, but the main parts are always the same. Fresh seafood, tasty vegetables, and a broth so good, it could tell you stories of the ocean. Whether you're a food expert or just starting to learn about French food, Bouillabaisse is something you have to try. No two bowls of Bouillabaisse are the same, and that's what makes it fun. The stars of the dish are the different kinds of seafood. It's like a party of the freshest fish from the Mediterranean Sea, each one adding its own flavor. You'll find firm fish like red snapper, John Dory, or monkfish. Their flavors taste great with the rich broth. Then there are smaller, tastier fish like scorpionfish or weaver, which make the stew deep and complex. Shellfish like mussels, clams, and even langoustines sometimes join the party, adding a salty taste and a fun chewiness. The cool thing about Bouillabaisse is that it can change depending on what fresh seafood is available. This focus on fresh, in-season ingredients is what makes Bouillabaisse special. The seafood is important, but the broth is the heart of Bouillabaisse. It's what makes the whole dish amazing. Making this broth is like art. It's a slow process that lets the flavors mix and get stronger. The broth starts with a simple fish stock, often made with the bones and heads of the fish. Onions, leeks, and fennel add a sweet and savory taste, while tomatoes make it a little bit sour and give it a bright color. Garlic, of course, is super important, making the broth smell amazing. But the most special ingredient, the one that makes it taste like Provence, is saffron. These little threads, sometimes called red gold, make the broth golden and give it a special earthy flavor. Finally, a bundle of herbs called a bouquet garni, usually thyme, bay leaf, and parsley stems, goes into the broth. Making Bouillabaisse is a project you do with love. It's a step-by-step process that's best enjoyed slowly. It's about enjoying the whole process, smelling the good smells in your kitchen as you turn simple ingredients into something amazing. Start by cooking the vegetables in olive oil until they're soft and smell great. This builds the flavor of the stew. Next, add the tomatoes, garlic, and saffron, cooking them until they're thick and tasty. Now pour the fish stock over the vegetables and let it simmer. Add the bouquet garni and let it simmer for at least 30 minutes so the flavors can mix. Next, add the seafood. Start with the firmest fish because they take longer to cook. Add them to the broth and cook for a few minutes before adding the softer fish and shellfish. Don't put too much in the pot at once, and cook the seafood until it's tender. When the seafood is cooked, take it out of the broth. Strain the broth to get rid of any bones or vegetables. Now, put the seafood in a big bowl or individual soup plates and pour the hot broth over it. You can't have Bouillabaisse without rouille, a spicy sauce that makes this dish even better. Rouille is more than just a sauce. It's part of the Bouillabaisse experience. The name rouille means rust in French, because the sauce is a reddish-orange color from the saffron and cayenne pepper. This spicy sauce is a mix of garlic, chili peppers, olive oil, and breadcrumbs, all mixed into a creamy sauce. Traditionally, you make rouille with a mortar and pestle, grinding the ingredients until they're smooth. Rouille is served on the side so you can add as much or as little as you like. Some people stir it into their stew, and others put it on bread and dip it in the broth. Bouillabaisse is more than just food in Provence. It's a symbol of the area's food history and connection to the sea. It's part of Provençal life, eaten on special days, shared with family and friends, and celebrated as a gift from the sea. In Marseille, where Bouillabaisse comes from, the dish is very important. There are even rules about how to make and eat it. For example, real Marseillais Bouillabaisse has to have at least 3 specific types of fish, and the broth is often served separately from the fish. But more than the rules, Bouillabaisse shows the spirit of Provence, a place that loves simple food, fresh ingredients, and is proud of its food history. Today, Bouillabaisse is famous all over the world. Bouillabaisse is an invitation to a food adventure, to try the flavors of Provence. It's a dish that tells you to slow down, enjoy every bite, and love good food and good company. Whether you're a food expert or new to French food, I hope you try Bouillabaisse and discover the magic. Let the broth take you to the sunny shores of Provence. Enjoy the fresh seafood, and don't forget the rouille for a real taste of Provence. Bouillabaisse is more than a meal. It's an experience, a celebration of life, and a reminder of how food can connect us to different cultures and make great memories. French Scene 1, Un goût de Provence narrateur. Imaginez-vous sur la côte ensoleillée du sud de la France, en plein cœur de la Provence. L'air est parfumé au sel, aux herbes et à quelque chose d'absolument délicieux qui mijote. Mes amis, c'est l'arôme de la bouillabaisse, une soupe de poisson qui est bien plus qu'un simple repas. C'est un voyage culinaire au cœur de l'âme provençale. Né dans les cuisines des pêcheurs marseillais, la bouillabaisse incarne l'esprit de cette région vibrante. C'est un plat qui évoque les eaux scintillantes, les marches colorées débordantes de poissons frais et un profond respect pour les richesses de la mer. Chaque famille, chaque village a peut-être sa propre version chérie, mais l'essence du plat reste la même, une symphonie de fruits de mer frais, de légumes aromatiques et un bouillon si savoureux qu'il pourrait raconter des histoires de la mer. Que vous soyez un fin gourmet ou un novice curieux de la cuisine française, la bouillabaisse est une expérience à ne pas manquer.